Alrighty, back with more here on the Rick Jensen Show. Randy Dasher filling in. We'd love to get your calls. 302-529-1017. 302-529-1017. You can talk about pretty much anything you want. You know, Dave, you're well aware my mom has severe dementia, and my wife, St. Beth, takes care of her 24/7, 365. So it was Beth's birthday back in September, mid-September. And about a day or two after her birthday, here comes a delivery guy. He drops off a package. So we go outside, and we're like, oh, what's this package? We bring it in the house, open up the box, and what do you think was in the box? What's in the box? And isn't there like the guy's heads in there or something?
7?
The guy's wife's heads in the box?
Yeah.
I never saw that movie, but now I need to see it. So we open up the box, and there's no, there's a return address, but it's some out-of-state address and some company I've never heard of, way out of state, nowhere near us. And inside the box, there's zero explanation of why this was sent. And there's no card saying this is from so-and-so, it's for this reason. We open the box, and there's a baby doll, like an actual, like a doll, but it weighs as much as an actual baby. It probably weighs 12, 15 pounds or something. The eyes move. And we're looking at it like, is this a bomb? Is there anthrax in the baby doll? So with no explanation, zero. I'm telling you, the first words out of my mouth, I said, the only way this doll would look any creepier is if it had a noose around its neck. So we're wondering all day, like, who sent this baby doll? Beth even goes, trust me, I've never had a pregnancy scare. This isn't like a creepy ex-boyfriend sending a baby or something. So finally we keep thinking about it. We put our heads together, and we're like, maybe we realize it's wrapped up in the Prime thing, from Amazon. And we're like, well, your sister sends us stuff, and that's in the Prime thing because she's got the Prime account. Why don't you call her and see if she has any clue? So Beth calls her sister, and she goes, yeah, I sent that to you. And she's like, I can't believe there was no explanation. So then Beth, of course, the next logical question is, why do you send, an adult woman a baby doll? And she explains that it's a Alzheimer's dementia therapy doll, and it's for my mother. And I got to tell you, the thing is amazing. I mean, my mom will just talk all day about just nonsense, and it's a horrible disease, Alzheimer's dementia. And so now, many hours she'll just sit there, just holding the baby and talking to the baby and counting the baby's fingers and toes and so forth. It really is like a form of therapy. I guess it smells like lavender or something bizarre like that. So that was the mystery of why somebody sent. And when we looked it up, it wasn't cheap. It was like over $100.
Really?
Yeah, because it's so realistic. So,
wow.
Yeah, so there you go. Something for her.
So was that to kind of help Beth out?
Yeah, that's why. Okay, that's why it was sent around Beth's birthday, is to kind of to help my wife out, because then my mom will be a little more occupied instead of just babbling. Fantastic, then. Dave, you may not know this, but in addition to being on 1017 FM and 1150 AM, we're also now on the WSTW 93.7 HD2 signal. So if you have an HD radio, and that STW signal is a monster. It's huge. We're on the HD2 side. So if you have a newer car that has HD radio, you can listen. You can listen there, so it's wonderful. And, of course, we're on WDEL.com. So your wife has a newer car, correct?
Yes.
What year's that?
That's 2014.
Oh.
Yeah, not that new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It might have it, or do you definitely know it doesn't have it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it might. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I know one friend, Phil, has it.
Do you still have the same reception problems?
No. Everything's wonderful. It's just that way you get a third way to listen. It's just another way, which is wonderful because they were running different programming on it, and now we're back on there. So that's fantastic. So more ways to listen. Hey, more ways to join in on the show are by dialing 302-529-1017. 302-529-1017. And let's see, I got my notes here, things to talk about. Do you realize when I went to school that I graduated in 1985. I'm 51 years old. I was 17 when I graduated in 1985. When I went to school, even as a freshman, so this would be 4 years prior to that, around 81, they had something called a smoker's court at the school. Did you ever have that? Now, you're a little older than me.
Smoker's court.
A smoker's court. It was a big outside area.
Oh, they got caught. Oh.
No, they're allowed to smoke. Yeah.
I think they might have had something, maybe.
Can you imagine that these days? I mean, they literally, it was called the smoker's court. I mean, they didn't want kids smoking in the bathrooms, but between every class, you could run out there and have a cigarette. It was so, you think about it now, like that would never happen. And it wasn't 1,000 years ago. I mean, it was 1985. It wasn't that. It was 1981. I was a freshman. That's how I unfortunately started smoking, because all my dopey friends were like, "Oh, I'm going to go and have a cigarette. Here, you want to try it?" No, and then peer pressure, and then you try it, and next thing you know, you're... But
it had to be on your time, right? It wasn't like, I can get out of this class for 10 minutes if I...
You couldn't leave a class for a smoke, but a lot of kids would run out in between classes because you had 5 minutes to get to the next class. After lunch, you were allowed to go out and hang out for like a full 10, 15 minutes. It was crazy. Just think about that now. Right. I imagine now, if you had a pack of cigarettes sitting on your dashboard, you could probably get suspended for 10 days or something just in your car having them. They probably don't want them on the entire campus. It's amazing how times have changed. Last week in the news, or earlier this week, I read something where Amazon is now paying their minimum wage that they pay their employees, which I have absolutely no problem with this. If they want to pay them more, that's wonderful. I don't think the government should tell employers how much they have to pay their employees. I believe there should be no minimum wage. If somebody's willing to work for 2 cents an hour, let them. There's no reason for the government to say, "Oh, you have to pay them more." It actually causes more unemployment, because if you keep telling them to give them more, most people, a lot of like bleeding heart liberal Democrats, socialists, all want to just make it a federal law that's $15 an hour. You know what's going to happen. They're going to have to get rid of a lot of employees and keep the two best ones and make them work way harder so that they can afford to double their salary. And then what you always hear is, $7.35. There's no way you can raise a family on $7.35. And to that I say, no S. We know you can't. Those jobs are for high school kids. They're not meant to raise a family of 4 and have a car payment and a mortgage. That's not what those jobs are for. And again, I think there should be no minimum wage. There might be some young, hungry radio guy around 51 years old with a shaved chest that might want to do overnights here on this radio station. They might say, "We'll give you $6 an hour to do overnights instead of the syndicated show where you basically take it."
You mean I have to pay $6 an hour?
No, it's just silly. I mean, back when I was working at another station, I was working a lot of hours, and I don't know that I was necessarily, I was doing a lot of stuff. I was cleaning up the lyrics on alternative rock songs. I did it because I loved it. I was at that station 12 hours a day. I was a program director. I was the music director. I was the morning show host. I did everything. I took the trash out.
Did you make 10 cents an hour?
Yeah, something like that. But I didn't care. I wanted to be there. I wanted the station to sound fantastic. I got to pick all the records myself. In most stations, when you listen to them, you hear the same Red Hot Chili Pepper song 10,000 times a day. You go, "Wow, I wonder why the DJ picked that." They're not allowed to. They're playing what's in the automation and just saying 74 degrees. And then they move on to the next song that's been loaded in there by a group of people decide to play those songs. But they do their research and they go, typically people like to hear Bad Moon Horizon by Creedence 14 times a day on the classic rock station. So... yeah, so the $15 an hour, I think is wonderful that Amazon is doing it. They make it $15 million an hour. I don't care. It's a private company, but the reason they're trying to influence the government to make it $15 an hour, which is going to cause more unemployment. I guarantee you. And again, I know you can't raise a family on $7.35. You can, but that's not what those jobs were intended for. Anyway, fantastic. I have bees in my house. Are you familiar with bees, Dave? Have you ever had bees, like a total infestation of bees?
No.
I do, and it's quite annoying.
Inside your house?
Some of them get in there. Quite a few of them get inside, but they're going up into my like.
So there's a hive or something somewhere?
They're like they go inside my vinyl siding. You were saying how much you love that vinyl siding now because you have stucco, and everybody's afraid of stucco houses because they think
petrified.
Yeah, nobody wants to buy a stucco house now. So he's like, I wish I had the cheap vinyl siding, like your dump. But I have bees in my vinyl siding, so I could call a guy, and the guy could come out and go, looks like you got some bees in there. What I'm going to do is charge you $437 and get rid of them there bees. But no, I'm too cheap to do that.
And no honey.
No honey. They might be wasps. I don't know what they are. There's an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and the Charlie Day character finds like a hornet's nest, like a wasp or hornet's nest. And he's like, probably some really good bees, and it's really good honey in here. And they're like, there's no honey in there. It's a wasp nest. And he's like, probably something good in here. He's trying to smoke them out and everything. That guy's hilarious. And that was the worst impression of Charlie Day. But he is hilarious in that show.
So they actually get in your house, though, too?
Yeah, some of them are getting in the house. Oh, so here's what I did. I went on the YouTube, as you kids call it, and I looked up how to get rid of bees. And, naturally, the first thing was to try spraying the bee spray up there, the kind that shoots 25 feet, and then you run. At least I do. My brother just stands there calmly, just hammering them with it. They're flying at him, doesn't faze him. He's like, I don't care. My brother stayed the electrician. No, he just doesn't care. I'm spraying and running away. Like,
lifting your skirt?
Yes. That's what I do when I have mice. I lift up my skirt like a cartoon. So we tried spraying them like 8,000 times, and they didn't go away. So I look on the YouTube, and this guy, I love YouTube because you can find out just about anything. You want to learn how to fix your electric window in your car, you type in the year of your car, guarantee there's a guy on there, I'm going to show you how to fix an 86 Buick Sentra, how to fix the electric window on the rear passenger door on a 4-door. There's a specific video for everything, and it's wonderful. So
Buick Sentra.
Century? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, Sentra's a Toyota.
Crossover with that.
It's a Nissan Buick. Nissan Buick got together and made a car. I guess it was a Century. Yeah. And I'm a car guy, and I blew that. How did I blow that when I'm a car guy?
Yeah.
I know so much, not so much about cars, but I mean, I know the makes and models and all that, but I actually just, how did I do that? I ruined it. I ruined it. That was horrible. I deserve that, Homer. All right. So here's how I got rid of the bees. According, from watching the YouTube video that I watched, the guy says, here's what you do. You get a big shop vac, and I own a big shop vac. My wife gave me like 20 years ago. And you take the shop vac, you put about 3 inches of water in the bottom with a bunch of dishwashing liquid. Okay. Then you put all your wands, your attachments on there. So, mine's kind of high up in the air, about 12 feet up in the air. And so I put the extensions on the wands. I take a ladder and I duct tape them. And I put the vacuum an inch away from where the bees are flying in and out. Then you turn the vacuum on, and it's awesome. I go inside my house. I got a perfect view from the kitchen window. I stand there, and you watch bees go, zzz, and they fly up, and they go, I wonder what this thing, zoop, and they die. And then his friends go, oh, where'd that guy go? Zoop, and they get sucked down in there, and when they hit the water, they die. It has something to do with the dishwashing liquid. It's awesome. It's really cool. So I love when I can find how to fix something on YouTube without having to pay the guy. It's unfortunate if you are the guy, the bee guy, that video's on there. Because I'm telling you, when I emptied it out, there was like 8 billion bees in there. And it was great. It really worked.
You taped the nozzle onto the
ladder just so it would be
okay.
So that it would end up being an inch away from the crack where they're flying in and out all day. It's ridiculous. Bees. I hate bees. I mean, I don't think they're bees like the kind that we're concerned about.
Did you go up the ladder?
No. Why would I go up a ladder? I would have a man come over and climb a ladder. I'm not doing that. All right. Hey, we're going to have more of it coming your way. You're welcome to call in 302-529-1017. That's 302-529-1017. And we'll get you right on the air like you just don't care. It's the Rick Jensen Show with your guest host, Randy Dasher, joined by Dave the Electrician. And there's more of it coming right after these words.
Named the region's best talk show by the Associated Press. The Rick Jensen Show will continue in just a moment.
Hey, can the Eagles beat the Vikings? Can the Ravens beat the Browns? Who do you like in the battle for Texas, Dallas or Houston? Make your picks in WDEL's Ultimate Football Pool for your chance to win some great prizes. The grand prize is an all-inclusive getaway for two at Grand Bahama Punta Cana Resort from Apple Vacations. I'm sorry, it's a Spanish word. America's favorite vacation company. WDEL's Ultimate Football Pool is brought to you by McGlynn's Pub, Delaware's favorite neighborhood bar. Play today at WDEL.com. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Come inside, come inside. It's the Rick Jensen Show with your guest host, Randy Dasher, filling in today for the lovely and talented Mr. Rick Jensen, joined here by Dave the Electrician. Always a pleasure to work with Dave on the radio. He's good. I like that Dave fella. All right. Hey, we got some calls coming in, which is awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. The phone number is 302-529-1017. 302-529-1017. And I see we have Hank on the line from Newtown Square. So let's go to Hank. You're on the air. Good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, good afternoon, Randy. How have you been?
I've been wonderful. How about yourself? I recognize your voice from another radio station that I used to work at about 9 years ago.
Yeah, good. Well, it's good to hear you again back on the air. It's been a while.
It's been a very long time. Nice to speak with you. How have you been?
You. Not so bad, I guess. All things considered, suffered a minor stroke and some colon cancer surgery.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry to hear that.
Death in the family. My father's in a nursing home, but I'm doing fine.
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about seriously. I'm sorry to hear about the death in the family and the colon cancer. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I'm going to be fine. It just sent me a bunch of dancing girls.
Ah, there you go. You'll be fine then. Yeah. That'll work.
Yeah. Hey, Randy, I got a question for you.
Go right ahead.
Thank you. I got a young nephew who's in junior high school.
Okay.
What I call junior high school. He's 8th grade.
Yeah.
And he's already gotten his ham radio license like I have, and he has an honest interest in getting into broadcasting.
Okay.
What would you recommend?
Well, I don't know. I've heard that you're not allowed to have free interns working anymore, which is sad, because then I heard Rick talking about it one day on the air. And that's a shame, because that's how I kind of got into it. I just kind of volunteered, and then next thing you know, they made the mistake of paying me, and now I'm on another station. That the one job got me to the next job. I can't believe that they can regulate whether somebody wants to volunteer. I mean, I don't know. Go on as a guest. See if you can get booked on a show as a guest. That's basically how I did it, and then I started coming on more frequently, and next thing you know, I was on every day. And then the guy that was running the show actually passed away. So then it's a bad way to get a job, but that's how I did it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've seen that kind of stuff happen. The rhetorical question is, who are they you refer to that says that you can't do this anymore? Have a volunteer.
The government, I'm saying. The liberals. No, I don't know. I don't know why you're not. I've heard it, I always said, why don't we just get an intern to work for free and screen the calls? And I think you're not allowed to. I don't know that much about it. But,
okay.
All right. I'm coming up on a break. All right.
It's good to hear you. Thanks for letting me give you my voice.
Thank you, Hank. Have a great day.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Fantastic. Ooh, I forgot to play the outro music here. I get that going here. Yeah, play it turned up all the way. All right. All right, fantastic then. Hey, we're coming up on a break, so please, the person hanging on, Mary, please hang out, okay? Hang in there. because we're going to have more fun coming your way here on the 2 o'clock hour of the Rick Jensen Show is heading your way. I'm your guest host today, Mr. Randy Dascher, joined here by Dave the Electrician, and we'll have another full hour of it right after the news here on WDEL.
WDEL Wilmington, WDEL Canton, WSTW HD2 Wilmington.
WDEL, Delaware's news center.